Hi, David Rolland here, and today I have 5 fusion licks that sound outside, which means that it's going to clash a little bit with the original key, enough to tickle your ear, but not enough to completely lose you. Those are the kind of licks that I like. It's not too far out, but enough to make you think that something is going on. These 5 licks use 5 different scales, 5 different concepts, and I'm not going to talk too much about how they were built because I have a full masterclass that is free, that is available here. I'll link to that at the end of the video, in which I am showing you exactly why I chose those scales and why they work. Enough of that. Let's get started with the licks. If you want the tabs in PDF format and Guitar Pro format and the backing track that I used, you can get it for free. All you need to do is visit the link below. But for now, here are the 5 licks that I really like in a Dorian context. This first lick is a combination of the Dorian mode, E Dorian, and an arpeggio, the minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. And you might ask why are we using the minor 7 flat 5 that clashes with the Dorian mode? Well, yes, that's the purpose. We're creating licks that play outside that are going to clash a little bit with the chord progression we're playing over, so that's why. And another reason as to why I chose the half diminished here is that if you look at the Dorian mode, you can find within that Dorian mode a minor pentatonic scale. And the minor pentatonic scale often can be replaced with the minor blues scale, which is basically a minor pentatonic scale with an additional note between the 4th and the 5th. And that note is actually either an augmented 4th or a diminished 5th, depending on how you look at it. And diminished 5th, meaning that I can extract from the minor blues scale a minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio. And that's what we're using here. In order to really execute this lick properly, I think it's important to start with the rhythm. The rhythm is very important. It's even more important than the choice of notes here, since we're playing outside, meaning that if you hit a note that is outside of the scale, that's fine, that's what we're doing, but you need to get the rhythm right. So I would recommend having a metronome or just tapping your foot or tapping a string of your guitar and just sing the rhythm. Da 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 da, something like that. And then you tie in the notes once you have the da 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 da. 2, 3, 4. And then you add the rest. But gradually working on this lick, really focusing on the rhythm placement, and you should be good to go. This second lick uses the melodic minor scale, which is basically a Dorian mode with an altered 7th. Instead of having a minor 7th that we have with the Dorian, we will make it a major 7th right there. So just one note to first here, that's what adds us the outside element. Make sure you study the rhythm as with the previous lick, and practice really slowly with a chord in the back so that you can hear the interaction with the notes you're playing and how they affect the chord. That major 7th is really a characteristic note here. It's the outside note that we're going to use. And it really stands out, so make sure that you understand what's going on. Study the rhythm gradually and use this in your own improvisations. This fourth lick uses the Dorian sharp 4 scale, which is a Dorian mode, and that's the main key of our lick, and we're going outside by altering the fourth. Instead of having a perfect fourth, we have an augmented fourth. And that's our mode. That's the scale we're going to use here to sound a little bit outside. This still is used on a Dorian context, but because of that one note that is altered, that's what gives us the fusion flavor that we're after. And here's a lick slow. And here it is up to speed. Again, rhythm is very important, so make sure that you have the rhythm down and then use this in your own improvisations. This fourth lick uses a symmetrical scale. We're going to use the whole tone scale. It's a very simple scale to use if you want to sound outside. We're going to use this a little bit differently. Instead of starting our scale and starting the construction of our scale from the root of the key, which is E in this case, in these examples, we're going to start it from a half step below, so E flat or D sharp, depending on how you want to look at it. And the construction of the scale is super simple. We just have full steps in between each note. So for an E Dorian, we'll start the scale half step below, E flat, just like that. And here's the lick. I'll play it slow for you. We're starting on the second beat. 1, 2. Again, rhythm is very important. We're using 16th notes here, and if you are playing correctly in tempo and you're locked into the tempo, then you should land on, back in, because you're starting in with some chromatic ideas there. And we're landing on that note, which is the minor third. So it's really important to have that tempo locked down, even if it means that you're going to practice this very, very slowly first to gradually increase. But it falls on the fingers really well, and it's simpler than it sounds like. So that's the lick. And finally, this fifth lick uses a diminished arpeggio. This arpeggio is extracted from one of the diminished scales. There are two. The only difference is the interval that scale starts with. A diminished scale can be full, half, full, half, full, half, or half, full, half, full, half, full, half, full. And the one we're going to choose here is full, half, full, half, full, half, full, half. The lick uses some chromatic elements also, where we're tying two notes together. Let me play this lick slow for you. It's built on 16th notes, so you hear this constant taka 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 taka. Something like that. Notice that we're starting on the second 8th note, so we're not starting right from the beat. So if this is your tempo, 3, 4, 1, and. You're starting on the end. 1, and. Like that. 1, and. And once you start, make sure that you're consistent with those 16th notes and everything should fall in place and you're getting that outside sound because of some of the notes that are played here that are not within the scale. In this case, you hear that, which is the half diminished sound that we had previously. That's the flat 5. And just gradually increase the speed and use it in your own improvs. I hope you like these licks, and most importantly, I hope they inspire you to come up with your own and develop your musical vocabulary. This is going to help you express yourself musically in a way that is really close to your heart, and that's the most important thing, I think. If any of these licks did not speak to you, you didn't like them, well, don't spend time on them. You don't have to know it all. There's enough musically to learn that you can just go where you really want to go and study that. You can get the tabs for these licks. I am providing those in Guitar Pro format for those of you who have Guitar Pro, or PDF, and also the backing track that I use. It's completely free. All you need to do is visit the link below, enter a valid email, and I will send you those licks. And also, if you want to know more about how I used the scales to come up with these licks, and also why these scales, like where are they coming from? They're not just random scales. You can check out 2 videos that are here on my channel. I'm going to link them here below or somewhere on the screen. One of them will explain to you the scales that I used, those 5 scales that I used to extract those licks. It's going to teach you exactly why they work and why I thought they were good candidates as far as playing outside. And then the other video is probably one that you should watch after you checked out the full masterclass. That video is me just kind of exploring different ideas using these scales, and that's how I came up with these licks. Check those out. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Watch more videos, and I will see you very soon. Practice well.